Alright guys, day 3 on this thing. So what I just did right now is I had it on the car, and I don't know, for some reason I'm not happy with the length of it. I actually want it shorter for my car. So what I did is I grinded it back. You can see where I had the foam at before. Um, yeah, I'm going to grind it back a little bit more. So it's going to be a lot more filler I'm going to have to add to this thing, because there's tons of holes now. But there's a couple spots that I didn't like over here. I wanted this more straight, so I had to fix that. And same on this side, I wanted it more straight, because what I noticed when I took pictures of the side angle is this bumper it's coming down too far this way. It should be more back, so I had to flatten that, grind a little bit right there. It's looking a lot better now, but I gotta put it on the car and do another test fit and take a couple pictures. Because usually my eyes, sometimes it's tricky. You gotta take a picture and then compare it to the original pictures, and that'll give you a better idea, because you can get tricked very easily on this bumper. So that's where I'm at. Added some more filler down here. I'm gonna add a little bit more, and I think I got it dialed in where I want. And so all I gotta do is just clean it up with some filler everywhere, primer it up, but I think I'm getting there. And I got this thing to fix. This thing's it's sticking up a little bit too high. This one's a lot lower, so I just gotta cut the shelf off and reglass that shelf back in at a better angle, or else the turn signal is going to be kind of, one side's going to be up normal. I didn't really notice it. I was paying too much attention on trying to get it lined up on the top that I didn't really pay attention to the angle of it. Can't really tell, but it's just something that I can kind of see the difference. See that? One's just pointing a little bit more down. This one's where it should be. So no biggie. Alrighty. Hopefully this will be one of the last times I have to add filler on this thing. Got some high grade filler right there. I put the cheap stuff first. Leave that for the end. If I got any other pinholes left, any little, use some glaze putty on that. And once I sort that out, primer it up, cut this thing off, reshelf it, and then it'll be good to go. Alright, just got finished blocking this out. I put a bunch of filler in here because you've seen how I gouged it out, and all that gouging took a lot of filler. Put some more filler here, kind of smooth it out. I know in the video you guys ain't gonna be able to tell what this looks like. It's not gonna look like what I'm seeing with my eyes on the video, but I can tell you it looks good. So it's pretty much all blocked out now. I got little tiny little imperfections that I gotta go over with some glazing putty now. Enough with the regular filler. Now it's just glazing over all the little tiny spots that I missed. Okay. Alright, got some Evercoat polyester glazing putty on this thing. Just letting it dry. That stuff's really smooth. You can see I can let it build up there, and you can even tell it's real smooth. A lot smoother than body filler, regular body filler. And that's all you need for little tiny pinholes and stuff. I usually use regular filler, but this stuff works a lot better for little tiny holes. And I had a ton of them, so. Alright, let it dry and I'll block it out again. Yay. Fun. Alright, just finished sanding the polyester glazing putty off. and it looks pretty good. Looks like I don't have any other imperfections to get out. It's pretty much ready to primer right now, the second, but today I ended up redoing this whole shelf, taking it back a little bit and just redoing the whole shelf, so I got a little bit behind. I was going to work some more on this lower part and I didn't get to it, so I could leave it like the way it is. It looks good, but I don't know, I think I'm going to mess with it some more. Because it's still, on this side, it's still boning just a little bit. I need to put a little more filler here. This one seems to be good on this side. These little flares need to be curved a little bit more, I think. But yeah, it's I mean, I could call it quits and be done. Because it does look good. But I'm just nitpicking right now. But I don't know. I'll think about what I'm going to do in a minute. Alright, this thing's sanded everywhere. What else did I just do? I put some putty up in the crack right there so it's not so indented. Made sure everything's nice and smooth. I'm thinking the flare on this side's a little bit longer than this side, so I gotta fix that right now. Other than that, I think it's good. I still gotta fix this shelf. Getting there though. I did make this a little bit shorter. Both sides. Alright, just fix that flare. It was a little bit longer. I mean, we're talking maybe an eighth of an inch. Not even a quarter of an inch. Maybe 3/8 of an inch longer. But that tiny bit, that fraction of a just a little bit, when I took a picture I could tell. I could see this side over here hanging way down, and it just looked like one side was fat, one side was skinny. So you got to be really precise when you make parts. It's crazy how off it can look. I mean, you can be off by an eighth of an inch, and you can tell in pictures. So glad I fixed that. Oh, I'm pretty much done, guys. Other than the shelf that I just need to cut off and reposition down. I mean, it works. It's just I noticed it's pointed down a little bit too much. See that? I did that on purpose though, so this would fit up on top. But for some reason, when I molded that one on, it didn't quite go down. I mean, I can push it down and put washers on it by raising it up with washers over there. But I don't know. I might just fix it. But yeah, it looks like I'm done, guys. I just gotta primer it, and then once it's primered, I can do the final sanding and put it on the car and see if there's anything else I need to tweak with or change or modify. I'll know then. But right now, there's no way I can tell. It's too many different colors. Even if I put it on the car, I'm gonna take pictures of it and it's not gonna look right. So I gotta primer this black and get a better idea if I like the way it looks. Alright, I'm signing out. One last video. I'm surprised how much I modified it. I mean, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I sanded this back some, flattened this edge here, smoothed this out at the bottom more, did it in the middle more, did it at the peak more, flared it out down there more, both sides, raised this a little bit, both sides. So I did a lot of work in the last 3 days. I worked 8 to 10 hours a day on this thing to get it ready for molding. I think it's going to be a killer nose. It's gonna look really, really good, and really, pretty accurate. I've been concentrating on every little thing that I can as far as accuracy. Show you the side view. This thing's so heavy I can't lift it in one arm anymore. So now the flare, it's where I want it to be. Before it kind of went up too high at the bottom there. I didn't like that, so I had to flare it out a little bit more. But yeah, this thing's too heavy. Can't lift it one arm anymore. It's probably like 50 pounds. Alright, it's 1 in the morning. I gotta call it quits tonight. But this thing's coming out good. I got an 82 fender here, and I was able to test fit it. And for some reason, the 82s, this part on the fender sticks out a little farther than some of the newer fenders. So I had to Dremel this out deeper, and that one too. And so I'm gonna do this one another day, because this one fit perfect for my 91 convertible, which had, I think, like 89 fenders from the 89. So I know the newer ones will fit this, but I'm just gonna make it deeper, and then the 82s will fit as well. This thing's just taking up lots of time, but it's getting there.